after a quick pit stop and at the liquor store and picking up my siblings. We're gonna head out to the gym now. We actually ended up getting ghost energy again, unfortunately. So I got lazy. Um, I got lazy, so I didn't order something from Amazon. I think I'm just gonna wait till Tuesday, and we're just gonna be doing ghost. I think just from the liquor store, which is not really that cost effective, just because they mark them up just a little bit more at where we usually buy them. So we're kind of losing out. It probably would have been better if I would have just ordered something on Amazon, but I just got super lazy to look for something and wait. So don't be like me and wait last minute to order something if you really need it. Just because now I'm here stuck drinking and Ghost Energy, and I mean they're good, they're pretty good, but they're not the best. The best thing you want for the gym. So my little sister is joining us today. Unfortunately, she didn't join us yesterday, but today we're going to be hitting some back and shoulders. And so I also brought my little brother, who always comes with. We're pretty excited. We're probably gonna do pull-ups just because we did pull-downs the last back day. So we're gonna do pull-ups today. Those are my favorite. Not so much for my little brother. You shouldn't also miss out on pull-ups because they honestly build your back like so much, and mostly if you get like a really good stretch and you're controlling them and you're not swinging or anything, they they can really make a difference with your physique. So I wouldn't hold back with those. It's good to kind of incorporate them here and there. Mostly like assisted pull-ups too. If you have a hard time doing regular pull-ups, sometimes you can do assisted, which is something that we typically do. To be honest, our first set we do without any assistance. We get around 6 to 8, super slow and controlled, and then we move on to assisted afterwards for maybe another set or two. And so that's kind of been the game plan so far. And then we're gonna probably move over to some crossbody for some lat work still, and then we're probably gonna do some rows, similar to what we did on the last video. So we're gonna be doing a little bit of a wider grip to target our upper back and a little bit of our mid back, and then we're gonna do some lower back work with some other rows too. And then for shoulders, probably the typical thing. We usually don't do anything super fancy other than just some lateral raises with the cable machine, which is our favorite. I'm just probably gonna keep saying this. If you haven't incorporated those into your shoulder routine, you should be incorporating them, just because they are going to make a difference. They are just so much better than just doing them with dumbbells. But don't just take it from me. Give it a go, and then just let me know how you like them. There's a ton of videos on YouTube you can find of people kind of teaching you how to do them. You can also find something in my YouTube shorts. I think I posted, or you can also find a bunch on YouTube as well. It doesn't have to be mine in particular. And then yeah, so we're about to get, and then our rear delts too. Let's not forget those. We always make sure to include those, just because they can be often neglected by most. We're not trying to be most. We're not trying to get lazy with our rear delts. So we want to make sure that we're doing them pretty frequently with our shoulder workouts, just because they give you overall a bigger look to your shoulders and your arms. It makes you look a little bit more full. So I would recommend you starting to do them if you haven't, and start off really light, so that way you can really target that area and your traps don't go in. Okay, we are getting to the gym now. We're gonna find some parking. Let's see if the machine is open, and worst case scenario, we do maybe a lat pull down. We'll see. All right, we just got to the gym. The assisted pull-ups is opened. Our first set, we're gonna do it without assistance, so we're just gonna do it straight like that. We're gonna aim for at least a solid 6 to 8. We're probably gonna use our wraps. I would recommend using some type of wrap, honestly, because it helps you a bunch, mostly when it comes to your back days. If you kind of remove your forearms from everything, it helps a bunch. All right. So let's see how we can do. Let's see what kind of damage we can do. Okay. So you barely got 6 on that. So I'm gonna do is just drop set a little bit. Nothing too crazy. So we're gonna do this next one with assistance, but we're just gonna drop down just a tiny bit, just a tiny bit of assistance, just so we can maybe get 2 to 3 more. Let's go ahead and now move on to our second set. So now we're gonna do assisted because on the last one I think we got 5 and close to 6, and we want to make sure we're getting at least a solid maybe like 6 to 8. Even though that last one was pretty good and we drop set it, we just want to make sure we're getting at least a solid another solid set. So we're still gonna keep it pretty hard, even though it's gonna be assisted. It's gonna be very little assistance, just because I still want to challenge myself. And I think with every workout, that's typically what I'm trying to do, is just challenge myself as much as I can.
Nice. All right, we got 7. We're gonna move on to some lat pull downs. We're just gonna do one of these for 6 to 8. For no particular reason, honestly, just because sometimes we like to switch it up towards the end of whatever movement we're doing. Essentially, this is the same thing as a pull-up, but we like pull-ups more. So that's why we did 2 sets of pull-ups, and now we're gonna do 1 set of these, and then move on to some cross bodies. Okay, so now we're gonna use the same pull down machine for these cross bodies, because this gives us a little bit of more support and more assist, not more assistance, but more support, so that way we're as stable as possible when we're doing it, and we're focusing as much as possible on the lat. We're gonna start with our left, and then move on to some rows after. Okay. Let's move over to rows. Okay. Let's go ahead and do our first set of rows. We're gonna do it with these single arms. We're probably gonna go a little bit lighter on these, just to make sure we're staying pretty even. But we're gonna keep our elbows a little bit higher, and then aim from around maybe 6 to 10. We'll see how it goes. Okay, lower by 1. Okay, let's drop set this one. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and switch the handles. We're gonna switch it over to this T-bar, this T-bar, and then hit it for 2 sets. All right, I think we got 8 or 7. I have no idea. So we're gonna hit it for 1 more, and then we're gonna move over to a more isolated row for 2 sets to work on our lower back. We typically take around like about a minute break, just because man, some of these rows, especially when you're kind of going close to failure, like really gas you out. I honestly should be incorporating probably more cardio, just to kind of help with my endurance and everything like that. So we'll see. I know during this cut we will be incorporating some we'll be incorporating some cardio slowly. Okay, I think we got 9. Let's switch over to some other rows. Oh my god. Okay, let's now move on and try to catch up to my siblings because they already I think they already set or 2 ahead of me. So we're gonna try to catch up. We're gonna hit these for 2 sets, and then we're gonna move on to a cable machine to do some lateral raises and some rear delts. We'll see. We'll see which one's good or which one's open. So for this one, I am putting the seat a little bit higher so I can work a little bit more on my mid back, lower back area, and keeping my elbows a little bit lower too to achieve that. I need to get new straps. These are super old. That on my left one, it's already ripping apart. But let's just go hard. Come on. I think the hardest part about some of these workouts is putting on the straps. Okay, I think we got 6 or 7. Go ahead and now move on to our second set of these, and then we're gonna probably move on to some lateral raises. Okay. We got 6 on that one. What we're gonna do is drop set it, but keep it around the same weight. Maybe from 155 to I'm thinking 140, and then we're gonna move on to lateral raises.
Also like 2-story.
Okay. Okay, that was good. Let's move on.
I'm gonna get dumbbells to
Good? Okay. All right. So what we're gonna do now is lateral races with the cable machine. Like I've been mentioning, these are my favorite, and they're also honestly probably the best when it comes to building your side delts. So we're gonna do it with this ankle attachment, and that's because with this it eliminates any of your wrist, any of your form, because it's hanging around your wrist area, and all you're literally doing is focusing on pressing up and just controlling the weight and making sure you're going through that full range of motion. So if you don't have one of these, I suggest you maybe pick it up from Amazon. They're pretty cheap. I think I got this one for either $10 or $12. So we'll see. We're actually gonna start off with our right hand, like I mentioned last time, because I feel like I've been neglecting my right hand, to be honest. So we're gonna try the 40. Okay, so we got 8 on our right, so now we're gonna hit 8 on our left, just to make sure that we're matching it. I'm gonna take maybe like a 20-second pause to catch my breath a little bit, just because I feel like if I don't get some of my energy back, it's gonna be really hard to hit 8 with my right, mostly as I'm going slow and controlled. Oh my God. See, like I mentioned before, whatever arm you're starting with, sometimes what can happen is that when you're trying to work on your other arm afterwards, it can sometimes mess you up where you don't have enough energy to to get the same amount of reps on the other ones. I'm gonna teach you guys how to improve your lateral raises and how to get more gains, because I'm sure you all want bigger arms. So what you want to do is grab the closest cable machine that you have. You want to set the cable machine arm's length so that way you can get a solid path for your arm as you're going up. I would recommend using an ankle attachment, usually used for kickbacks, but you can use it for this where it hangs on your wrist, so that way you get better control and you get a lot of tension on your side delt. And I'll show you how to do that. So what you do is you make sure you have it level to your arm. You push out to give you a little bit more resistance. You push out to give you a little bit more resistance. You can hold onto the bar here and you let it stretch you, but also keeping your elbow in place. And this movement is so much better than a regular lateral raise. Okay, since we lowered the weight for 5, from 40 to 35, we're just gonna go straight into it just because it's not as tiring, even though I did reach like muscular fatigue. But I feel like I can go into this next one without having too much to worry. Oh. Okay, let's do our last set of these, and then we're gonna move on to some dumbbells for our last one, just to switch it up. No particular reason, to be honest. We just kind of like to switch it up towards the end, mostly when we're doing like 4 sets of something. So we're gonna start off with our right, and then we're gonna start off with our left, and then we're gonna end with our left hand. All right, so we're gonna probably stick to 35, and let's see how this goes. That's why we want this arm length here. We grab onto this for support, pull out a little bit. Okay, we got it on that one. So now we're gonna get it on the other one. Okay. We got 8-2 on that one, so we're gonna switch over to some dumbbells now. Okay. Let's go ahead and now finish our last set of lateral raises. We're gonna do it with the dumbbell. Like I mentioned, for no particular reason, we're just kind of doing it just to incorporate it, because why not? Okay. Let's go ahead and now move on to rear delts to finish off shoulders, and then we're most likely going to do honestly 3 or 4 sets of those, and then do like 10-15 minutes of cardio, most likely 20 to be honest, because I've been slacking on cardio, which kind of sucks. Yeah, I think 4 should be good. Let's move on to our second set of rear delts. We're gonna see sideways, so that we get a really good stretch. Let's see how hard we can go. Oh my god. Okay. We hit 10 on that one, so we're gonna hit 10 on this other one. Let's move on to the last set. We'll start off with our right hand this time, and then we'll switch over to our other side. Okay, let's do our last set of rear delts. We're probably gonna do four. No, we're probably gonna do around 6 to 10 reps. We'll see. Keep this one a little bit lighter, and we're gonna do these with both hands at the same time. Okay, so the lighting upstairs wasn't too ideal, so we're gonna do the pump check here. Actually, let me get a little bit closer.
Okay. After a quick pit stop after the gym to drop off my siblings, we are now heading home to not grab something to eat, but to eat something because we're starving. We on usually on Saturdays and Sundays, or mostly Saturdays when we're working out, my diet that day is sometimes gonna get thrown off because I feel like that time I'm a big time waster sometimes, so I'm just like doom scrolling through TikTok or YouTube Shorts, and next thing you know, I'm running out of time, and so I have to get my meals in. And so what sometimes happens is that I eat super close to when I'm about to work out, and that's not ideal. I should be eating a little bit earlier, so that way my body can digest everything and it can feel prepared for the gym. Today we did, what did we do? Back and shoulders. Everything felt so good. I've been changing the way I've been doing my rows. I've been way more stricter, making sure that I'm staying pretty stable and making sure that my elbows are passing my body when I'm pulling, and I'm pulling with my elbows more than I am with my hands. And I feel like I've already noticed a difference. I've already noticed a difference. So I think on my next bulk, I'm super excited for yeah, just basically how much we're gonna be able to develop our back now that we're kind of like changing things up and we're just learning and getting better. I'm super excited to for our bulk, so that way we can grow. Because right now we're not growing. We're just trying to maintain as much muscle while we're dieting and getting rid of some extra pounds and some body fat, hopefully. So I'm thinking that we're maybe gonna diet for around 5 months is what I'm thinking, around there, maybe 4. We'll see how we kind of progress around the cut towards the second month. We'll kind of analyze things and see where we're at. Yeah, so like I mentioned, it's the 6th day, or as you can see in the title, it's the 6th day of the cut. We have been holding pretty steady. I know it's barely been a week, um, but it's been feeling good. It's been feeling good. I feel like I've majority of the time during the week, I feel like I'm what's the word? What's the word I'm trying to come up with, or I'm trying to say, um, space out. There you go. I couldn't think of the word for some reason. Sometimes, or no, during the week, I space out my meals pretty well, so that way I'm not super starving at the end of the day. Because on a cut, you want to make sure that you are kind of eating throughout the day rather than let's say eating all of your calories midday, and then at the end of the day you're going to be starving and you're more likely to cheat. So just keep in mind when you're also eating your calories on a cut, because it matters. And next thing, you don't want to be you don't want it to be like 12 or 11 and it's like super hard to fall asleep because you're starving. And that's happened to me before, where it's like 11 and I eat my meals around like 9, and it's like 11 and I haven't fallen asleep and I'm like super starving. I can't even fall asleep because I'm just thinking about food. And sometimes I've been close to cheating on my diet, because it happens, not everyone's perfect. And when you're starving, well, your body is wanting food. So we're going to stop by Trader Joe's to grab some stuff. Jasmine wants some tuna, so we're probably gonna pick up some tuna. And I'm thinking I'm gonna pick up their light cheddar, which is my favorite cheese, just because it is lower in fat and has a bunch of protein. So if you are looking for a good cheese replacement that is pretty good and has high protein, go to your local Trader Joe's and pick up some of their, I believe it's light mozzarella is what it is. I think it's like a little bluish bag or green bag. I forget which one it is. I think it's blue. So you can find that at your local Trader Joe's, and thank me later. And then I'm thinking we're gonna also pick up some bread from Trader Joe's, because bread is pretty good. We like to incorporate some bread in our diet as well, just because bread, unlike most people think, is still pretty healthy, as long as you keep things moderated, and you're also keeping track of things. You're keeping track of your macros and making sure that whatever you're putting into your diet fits those calories for the day, so you're not going over. Okay, well, enough talking for today. I am going to see everyone on Tuesday is when the next video comes out. And then, yeah, I'll see everyone for legs next video, and biceps. See you, everyone.